the book, A Sick Day for Amos McGee. It is being read today because last week in our Parent Square, we talked about empathy. And empathy is understanding others around us and how they feel and act. And so we are going to read this book, which is a Caldecott Honor book, and it's also the Best Illustrated Children's Book Award by the New York Times. And so it won awards, but it will talk about empathy. So, Sick Day for Amos McGee, and it's written by Phillip C. Stead. It's illustrated by Erin E. Stead, and this is her first book she ever illustrated. A Neil Porter book, Roaring Brook Press, is the publishing company. Well, Amos McGee was an early riser. Every morning when the alarm clock clanged, he swung his legs out of bed and swapped his pajamas for a fresh, pressed uniform. He would wind his watch, set a pot of water to boil, saying to the sugar bowl, "A spoonful for my oatmeal, please, and 2 for my teacup." Belly full and ready for the workday, he'd amble out the door. Well, every day Amos waited for the number 5 bus. "Next stop, City Zoo," the bus driver would call. 6 a.m., right on time, he'd reply. Amos had a lot to do at the zoo, but he always made time to visit his good friends. He would play chess with the elephant, who thought and thought before making a move. He'd run races with his tortoise, who never, ever lost. He would sit quietly with the penguin, who was very shy. He'd lend a handkerchief to the rhinoceros, who always had a runny nose. And at sunset, read stories to the owl, who was afraid of the dark. Well, one day, Amos awoke with the sniffles and the sneezes, whoo-choo, and the chills. He swung his achy legs out of bed, curled them back again, and said, "Oh, I don't think I'll be going to work today." Meanwhile, at the zoo, the animals waited for their friend. The elephant arranged his ponds and polished his castles. The tortoise stretched his legs, and limbered up. The penguin sat patiently all by himself. And the rhinoceros, he worried that his allergies were worsening. The owl perched atop a tall stack of storybooks, scratching his head with concern. "Where is Amos?" the animals all wondered. Well, later that day, what do you think they're doing? They're waiting. But there's the bus stop. Uh-oh. I think they got on the bus. And it's number 5. Who rides the number 5 bus? Hooray! My good friends are here. So where did they go? They went to see their friend Amos. Isn't that nice? Well, the elephant prepared a game of chess. Amos thought and thought before making a move. I'm too tired to run races today, said Amos to the tortoise. Let's play hide and seek instead. The tortoise hid inside his shell. Amos hid beneath the covers. Can you see them? Amos, he yawned. I could use a nap. The penguin sat quietly, keeping Amos's feet warm. Look, there's Amos's toes sticking out. Achoo! Amos awoke with a sneeze. The rhinoceros was ready with a handkerchief. He knows how that feels to have some allergies, to sneeze. I'm beginning to feel much better, thank you, said Amos to his friends. He swung his legs out of bed. Perhaps we'll share a pot of tea. Amos wound his alarm clock. It's getting late, he said. After all, we have a morning bus to catch. So Amos said good night to the elephant, good night to the tortoise, good night to the penguin, and good night to the rhinoceros, and good night to the owl, who, knowing that Amos was afraid of the dark, read a story aloud before turning out the light. And then they all slept over. The end.